Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to get through some of the news here. Canada food prices increase again. As you can see here, there is a month-on-month change, year-on-year as well. So you can see the basket that they keep track of. April prices were $691.41, and now we're looking at $705. So that's a pretty good jump in 1 month. But you can also see that there's uh, a a pretty big jump from monthly price from May of last year. And again, I guess I can mention that it takes 2 months to be able to get this data. I guess hiring more people in the government rather than having AI do some of this stuff would make more sense to me. But anyway, this is Polyev just kind of bashing the tanker ban.
Canada-BC agreement will maintain the federal North Coast tanker ban.
What do you think of the agreement between the federal government and BC to keep the North Coast oil tanker ban in place?
I think the North Coast ban is ridiculous. American tankers travel through those same Pacific waters all the time, from Alaska to the U.S. West Coast. So why does Mark Carney believe it's safe for our American tankers carrying American oil from Alaska to California is safe, but it's not safe for us to send Canadian oil over to Asia through the same passages? Secondly, it takes about 36 hours less time to get to Asia from northern BC as it does from southern BC. And that's because of the curvature of the Earth. It's just simple geometry. The further north you go, the shorter the curve you have to travel to get to the other side of the pond. And so that's why we believe that the best place to put a pipeline is to Prince Rupert or Kitimat, which can take 1 million barrels mostly to Asia. We don't want a pipeline that will simply lead tankers to take the oil south down to the California West Coast. We're trying to diversify here. So the best way to diversify is by permitting a pipeline from Hardisty, Alberta to Prince Rupert or Kitimat to ship 1 million barrels a day over to Asia. And we hope that the Prime Minister will signal his willingness to grant such a permit today.
Feds admit they don't have enacted any policies toward advancing a promise to release 23.6 million barrels of oil. Well, it just follows that story. U.S.-Iran talks conclude in Doha, so there's no physical talks now. It's virtual for the moment. Strait of Hormuz is the focus of technical discussions in Qatar. Iran also prioritizing release of frozen assets. Global stocks climb as U.S. jobs data cools. So U.S. jobs numbers came out, and FedWatch, expecting, or it actually improved. Oil prices stabilize as U.S.-Iran peace efforts hold. Here's just the jobs numbers. I thought I had it following back to back here, but you can see U.S. unemployment rate down to 4.2% in June, the lowest since June of 2025, as well as a historical average of 5.7. 57,000 jobs were added versus 114 expected. April, May jobs were revised down 74,000 year-on-year. Wage growth is positive 3.5. No Fed move expected in July. SEP is a 55% chance of a hike. Quick look at the weather, so you can see the silking temperatures. It's cool, so I'm going to say it doesn't look like any extreme, but it does have a you can see the jet flow that it's actually going to have a little bit drier to the north, which is I hope is good, but you can see that we're still going to get some showers in southern Manitoba. So just a quick look here. The other part that's concerning is the cool temperatures and crop advancement. It might take longer as we haven't got any decent temperatures to have some of the warmer season crops advance quickly. Too much moisture, and now cool temperatures, just basically the whole growing season so far. Here's your 7-day precipitation. You can see the Manitoba and Saskatchewan bordering the U.S. border. It was wet for the week, and now towards the end of the week it actually gets drier. Or next week. This is soil moisture, wet, and it does turn dry towards the end of next week there. So. This is just your 7 or 14-day accumulation of rainfall, so that's why there's no drought. Just, this is a delayed map, Saskatchewan, but you can see that it's covered in moisture. We got more since, and then Manitoba. And again, I would point out weather stations that they have this probably anomaly issues, and even, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Alberta's delayed as well, but wet. Quick look at the markets. Not all are trading. Canola is trading and up at $1.30 at the moment, at $7.37. Soybean oil is not trading, but traded and stopped at 66.34. West Texas is trading at 68.52. Soybeans not trading. Minneapolis not trading. And then I guess the only other one that's really significant would be the U.S. dollar, or Canada U.S. dollar, and it's down slightly as well. Quick look at here, you can see it's just constantly chopping sideways here, and trading below the 10-day moving average. So it's not breaking higher, not breaking lower, just chopping sideways with that 10-day moving average. Same thing with the European rapeseed. And the soybean oil, it looks like it's starting to fall apart somewhat here, but it still hasn't broke that 38.2 and needs to approach the 50%, and 61.8 is probably the bigger level that it would need to go to, and for it to follow just the retracement values here. Soybean futures trading right at the short-term moving averages. Palm oil is trading and directionally down. Here's your crude palm oil. It did fill a gap. Diesel fuel not filling a gap. This is your seasonality when it's going to stay high anyway. Same with gasoline. Canadian dollar chopping sideways here. Just trading right at the 10-day moving average. US dollar's down. Here's your Minneapolis wheat recovery a couple days ago and trading right at the short-term moving average as well, 10-day. Same with Kansas and Chicago, and even your French milling wheat. Here's your corn futures, and it's trading above the 10-day moving average, and oats well above as well. It's the last few days, it's taken quite the